Как говорит папа станция? Metro Potapovo. Thanks, спасибо большое. How's it going, everybody? Jim here, Scottish guy in Moscow. Today, just for you, I've came all the way down to the end of the line. The red line, to be exact. This metro that has just pulled up, it can't go any further. Everybody's getting off. We're all the way down in the south of Moscow at a station called Potapovo, which I'm hope that I'm pronouncing correctly. I heard it's shaped like a spaceship. I heard that it's like part of New Moscow, so we're going to go out onto the main streets. We're going to check it out. Are you ready to check out Potapovo? The end of the red line? Let's go. Alright guys, that metro that's on that side is heading back to Moscow, all the way up to the north. It's probably going to take about an hour, I guess, maybe longer to go its full journey. But we are going to go out onto the main streets of what in my head I was calling Potapovo. I'm saying that completely wrong. I think we pronounce it as Potapovo. Potapovo. Am I putting the stress in the right place? Let me show you where we are. Here is the metro map of Moscow. We are all the way down. I got on here, I came all the way down to the green line. I changed stations from the green line to the red line at Novomosovskaya, and now we are here. Potapovo. Again, I think I'm probably saying it wrong, but you get the idea. Right, we are going to go out, we're going to check the station out, and I'm just going to take you with me. We can either go that way, I see some new apartment buildings, or we can go that way. Let's decide when we get up there. Still pretty cold here, middle of March. There seems to be more snow here, maybe because it's further from the centre than there is where I live. But let's go up the stairs and out onto the main streets. Alright guys, here we go. We're going to go outside and Beli noci, that means white nights, and Boniniski, I don't know what that means. Right, we're going to go outside. This station was finished in 2024 and apparently it looks like a spaceship from the outside, so let's go. Alright guys, when we come out here we've got two options. I guess the road is running over the top of us. I think we're going to go this way. Exit 1, you can't really go wrong with exit 1. Let's see what happens when we get out there. Oh, one interesting fact I should tell you is that it's the first heated overground metro station in the whole of Moscow. As you can imagine, Moscow gets pretty cold over the winter, and most of the metro stations are underground, which I'd imagine would be easier to keep warm. I'm no engineer, but I think that sounds like common sense. So this is one of the first, or the very first, heated overground station in the whole of Moscow. And it's part of 20 brand new stations that will serve New Moscow, which are like the new apartment buildings that are being built on the sort of outskirts of the city by 2032. Right, this place is big. Which way are we going here? Should we just go out here? Which way? Let's go this way. Right. Already you can, maybe you're getting the absolute scale of how long it takes to walk through these stations. Absolutely massive. It's Sunday, it's about 6:30 at night, and it's probably about to get dark. Here we go. All of it looks brand new. I guess because there's a lot more ground that's not been walked on, you can see how the snow's piled up. It is actually melting a little. We've came out, I think I've came out, probably not the best place. I think we should go over that way. I think we're going to go back under. Oh, there's a crossing there. Let's go here. Check out these funky little benches though. So there is the Red M. If you're ever in Moscow, That is the red M. If I stand back a bit, it does remind a little bit of the metro in Dubai. A lot of them are sort of this shape. It does look a bit like a spaceship, I suppose. I've never seen a spaceship in real life, but I think if I was going to build a spaceship, I'd make it this shape. Right, check out these funky little benches. You can sit and wait for the person that you're meeting off of the metro. Здравствуйте. Hello. You speak English? 50-50. 50-50? Я только говорю по-русски чуть-чуть. Я влогер. Как говорит станция? Метро Potapovo. Спасибо большое. Bye. All right. Lovely young youths. I just gave them a channel so they can see. If that was Glasgow, they would definitely have heckled me and took my camera off me. So check it out. Lovely young Russians being nice and friendly. Check it out. All right. Okay. This is the main one that looks like the metro station. The metro station that looks like the spaceship. Can you see it? I mean, I'm sure you can see it, but you're getting the scale of it. It's big. And you can see how many. There's an entrance down there. This is the main one. Here's another entrance. I think we're going to go that way though. And we're going to check out these new buildings because all of this looks brand new. There's some buildings over there that are sort of weird two-tone brown colour. I'm not 100% sure who chose the colour on those. It's not, I don't love it. But we're going to go and cross this road and check out these new buildings over here. Okay, now I think we're getting somewhere. Right, we're going to head over there. Check out this little road. I've got to wait 75 seconds to cross it. If anybody's wondering, I definitely waited 75 seconds to cross it. That's why editing's so important in the old YouTube game. Okay, right. Now, of course, everything's pretty much covered by snow right now, but I think once we get in about this, I can see a French bakery. That's like a chain of bakeries across Moscow, so it looks like they've pretty much got everything. You can imagine that if I turn this around, look, these ones are also getting built. That's going to be a perfect location if you're living there and you've got to get into the city centre or something from work. It reminds me of, now I know I went there in summer, the very end of the Pink Line, and I'm probably going to say it again wrong. It reminds me of Nekrasavka? Am I saying that one right? Look that up, that's a cool video. I think it's titled Moscow's Poorest Area, which turned out to be absolutely lovely. It was just classed as that because I think the rents were cheaper because it was so far from the city. But look, all of these are being built. Hey guys, this might give you an idea of how deep the snow is. Look at those benches. That's actually benches that you sit on. But the snow, because nobody's walked on it, is all the way up to the level that you would sit. Of course, we've got the outdoor gym. This looks cool. I mean, I know it's... Let's take a walk this way. I wasn't expecting to be walking through snow, so I've just got the Vans on. But this is cool. Look, there's a little wooden walkway. I think we'll check that out as well. But everything, because everything's brand new, I suppose it's quite far away. I think maybe probably not much more than 30 minutes from the centre though. So if you think about it in terms of this will probably be a lot cheaper to live here. But it's nice. Right, I'm sinking through the snow. Not got the right shoes on at all, have I? I thought it was melting, I thought it was over. I think it's about the 16th of March. So I wasn't expecting this, but this could be... I think this could be a cool little place. Right, we got Sveti. 24 часов. Sveti means flowers, of course. And if you need flowers 24 hours a day, these guys are going to help you out. Just in case the missus is mad at you, you come and get her one of these big teddies and some flowers at 3 in the morning. Check it out. But I do like these new builds because, well, everything's just fresh and new. We got tobacco, a vape shop basically. We've got Ozon. This is where you come to get all your deliveries. Rather than getting them delivered to your house, if you're at work all day, you go there, you just pick them up, QR code. At the end of the day, Krasnoy Belnoy, I think that's a wine shop, red and white it means. And Tebye I Mnie. That means either you and me or yours and mine. And it's a shawarma shop. Check it out. Bike's not chained up. Nobody's nicking a bike. We've met the youths. But we in Scotland called Neds. I think English call them chavs. And they were not calling those young people that we met Neds or chavs. They were lovely. Teenagers. Basically teenagers. They're not nicking that bike. They're too nice. Alright, we got French bakery. We got Svet. Coffee. Neckarin. Flavour of coffee something. Basically a coffee shop. A bit of the old school though, we've got the ladder over here. And check this out. Oh wow. Oh, it's like, look how big these apartment buildings are. Look at those ones over there as well, can you see that? It's just one after the other. And I guess they've got nothing but space to build. So, usually you would think if you came out to the end of the line, it's going to be a bit rough, maybe a bit dangerous. But we've been to the end of the pink line in the Krasavka and we loved it. We did get bullied off a babushka in the church shop. She shouted at me. But so far, no babushkas have been bullying us. So let's go a little walk. And look at the size, look at the scale. Let's go up here where we see some flickering lights. Alright guys, very important, this one up here. Pizza. So the first letter is a P, then E, then T, then A. They don't have a Z sound. There's a J sound, but no, like in my name, Jim. It's like D, J, Jim. But pizza is like pizza. We're just going to take a walk down the main streets. I thought there was another Christmas tree up ahead, but I don't know if that's just the decorations. Is this? It's called Simple You. Somebody wrote in the comments that you're not allowed to have English signage anymore. Well, I don't think that's right. I don't know, maybe you guys know more than me. I don't really keep up with that type of stuff, but that one's called Aqua Slim. That one's called Simple You. I think that, I don't know what that rule is, because somebody fill me in. There's one over there called Mandarin. Oh, I can smell food. It smells good. It smells a bit like a kebab shop that we get back home. That's why it caught my... I think it's this place, isn't it? Tandria City. I've already forgot. The young people told us, those teenagers told us how to say it, didn't they? But no matter how long I'm here, I think that the instinct to put the stress on certain part of the word from English to Russian is like the complete opposite. So what you think is going to be, it's almost always completely the opposite. Oh, don't get run down. Oh. Potapovo. How am I saying it? But this is like a whole community. These places that you come to at the end of the lines that are new, they've got everything you need, I guess, if you were someone who doesn't need to go all the way to the centre every day. A lot of people work from home now, and you wouldn't really need to. You've got everything you need. You wouldn't need to leave this place. I think in the summer as well, it's going to be a lot nicer, of course. But we'll keep walking. So with ozone, remember I pointed that out earlier. There's one of these in pretty much every building. As well as I swear to 24, 20 is 20, 4 is 4. There's another one here. You'll never meet another culture that gives more flowers than like the Slavic culture. Of course, the 8th of March had just passed, where you congratulate the women in your life with flowers. Dennis, my trainer, oh, it was a very expensive day for him. Too many women to congratulate, I think, in his life. But, you know, mothers, girlfriends, wives, plural wives, plural girlfriends. I didn't mean that. I mean for everybody, but let's keep going. That was a big day. A lot of flowers were sold on the 8th of March. I think is it International Women's Day? I think that, because we had Mother's Day today in the UK, and I think America, they've got a different Mother's Day, haven't they? Check out the yellow taxi. So I don't think we really celebrate the 8th of March. Check it out, like more brand new. These all look as if they're only a couple of years old. You don't know if you'll pick it up, but as far as I can see, that way as well, we have a lot more. And of course, at the bottom of all the buildings, there is lots of shops, restaurants, things like that. So, let's see what's up here. This looks like another main street. This looks pedestrianised as well, so there's not any cars driving up this part. Here's a place that sells like nuts and raisins and things like that. Now, other than the snow being piled up and looking quite, dirty from the fumes and the dirt, 'cause it's been there for months, the place is really clean. It's a barber's blasting a bit of Slim Shady. Another flower shop. You ever seen so many flower shops? This guy's best delivery driver, he's pimped his out. Look at that. He's got a little roof. He's got a little windscreen. He's got a bit to keep his legs dry. He's got big gloves, keep his hand. Oh, look at that, the blanket, the everything. I can't believe the work they guys do over winter. -20, they're still out there delivering you a McDonald's. So you don't need to leave So you don't need to leave your flat. This place is nice, I like it. Lots of people walking about, even though it's still quite cold. But every direction you look, you see the sort of neon and lit up signs as well, and they all seem to be at the bottom of these brand new apartment buildings as well. I think we'll just go this way. See what else we can see. This is a whole part of Moscow that I didn't know existed. Not that I know a lot of them, but you know, if you don't live down here, there'd probably be absolutely no reason for you to come down here. But for the people that do live here, I think it seems like a great place. I mean, if you're here and you're quite close to the metro, you could probably have quite a nice little life down here. Seems safe enough. Seems like there's enough restaurants. Definitely enough aptekas, which means pharmacy. Petorichka, that's the cheap supermarket. We saw a Vakusville, which is like a health food store. We've got a coffee shop here. We're loving the old Potapovo. I just can't get that word. I can't wrap my tongue around it. What is mandarin? We've saw a few of those now, haven't we? Mandarin fructi, which means fruit, ovoshi, which means vegetables, and suha fructi. I guess it's a seller of fruit and vegetables. I'm assuming that means supermarket napitkov, vin lab, so wine lab, a supermarket of drinks. Here we got another English sign. So somebody explained that to me. Somebody in the comments was saying that you weren't allowed to have English letters and signage. I don't believe that, because Wildberries, if you look over at Wildberries, which is another version of Ozon, then every single one of them is written. So over here we got Old Boy Barber Shop. We've got Wildberries and all of these. And like even Yandex Market. Yandex is like the Google of oh no, that's in Russian. Market. The P is a R in Russia. But I've got to be honest, I am impressed. If I was to live in Moscow forever, depends where you work, doesn't it? You don't want to have too much of a commute. But I would like to live in these sort of new communities where it seems very safe and you could raise your kids and have parks and all the different stuff that you need. Here's a pub here. Nyord. Pub means pub in Russia. I think there might be a supermarket at the end here. Let's go check it out, see if we can see something new that we've not seen before. Produkty means products. So that means like anything that you would buy from like a supermarket. And this one is called Chizhik. Oh, is this the super cheap one? Arina was telling me about some super cheap supermarket, and I think that's the one she was talking about. Chizhik. Should we have a look around Old Čížek? Am I saying it right? Correct me. She told me that there's like a really cheap supermarket that you can go to that I've never seen. I don't think you get them where I live. Not that I live in a expensive area, but I've just not seen them. Here we go, Old Čížek. We like a little supermarket tour. This is going to be a little mini supermarket tour. Look, that woman looks like she works in Čížek because she's got a yellow coat on, but she doesn't. That guy does. He's repping. He's repping his Čížek fleece. Right, rations for a kilogram, 259. I'm not good with prices. I'm not sure. I'm not good with if things are cheaper or more expensive. You can get some shoes in Čížek though. Check those bad boys out. Put a black tick on those. They're going to look like a pair of Nike high tops. Family collection. You get a heated mop in Old Čížek as well. Uh-oh. I don't know, I'm chained up, I'm not allowed out. Right. Look, oh, you can see why it's so cheap. Look, because there's only one guy working. Look how big the queue is. There's only one guy serving. Oh, I've just hit my head. Can't believe it. And the queue goes all the way back here, around this corner. There must be no, oh look, we get M&M's, love heart M&M's. There must be not enough trust in Čížek for self-service. Right, I see that, I understand. I guess it's probably like Aldi or something, back home, where there's only like one person serving. Anyway, let's head back out. I think that was the one Arina was telling me about, Čížek. I think we're at the outer limits of the neighbourhood. Is there anything round here? Not really. Right, let's head back and see. You can see they're still building more apartment buildings there though. Let's head back and see something that we've not seen yet. Heading back to the metro. Sun's went down. What time is it? Let's check the time. 7:05. Beautiful sky though. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. If you miss Arina from the channel, we went out to make a video. She invited me to a guided tour of the Russian Centre. Oh, I can't remember. It was in Delatoy Centre in Moscow City. It's like a new exhibition, but the whole guided tour was obviously in Russian. But there was a guide, and the guide was quite. She didn't really want to give us much time without her talking. So the video kind of fell apart. I didn't post it. It had potential. So Arina and I will probably do another video together soon. I know some people miss her. We're just going to look at that sky. Wow. We must be quite close to Vnukovo Airport. Am I correct? I can see the planes in the sky. That's one thing you've got is a lot of outside areas for sport. Check this bad boy. Look how you can still see how deep the snow is though. Look how deep the snow is. That's a pretty good one for kids, isn't it? Right, I'm going to head back to the metro. I think our time here is almost done. But I'll show you anything else interesting on the way. Alright guys, it's definitely starting to get colder. I've only got a t-shirt on under this jacket. So, and no gloves, starting to cool down. So we're going to have to try and find the metro. I think it's down this way. I think it's straight down here. I've just spotted what I think is called Coliseum. A cyber sport arena. What's a cyber sport arena? I think it's closed, by the way, but what's that? Is that where people go play computer games against each other? Or is it like a laser quest? Cyber sports arena, I do love that. Right, we are on our way, thank goodness for the new camera. The DJI Pocket 3. I'm not advertising it, by the way, but it's so good in low light that I could be able to come out at night time and make these videos. If you're someone who watches all my videos, you might have noticed there's not been as many as usual. I've been very busy with other stuff, but I'm still trying to put one out a week, and I think things will start to increase again now that I've got some of the stuff that I was dealing with sorted out, and the weather's getting a little bit better as well. If I've got my bearings correct, I think we're going to turn around this corner to the right. Remember we saw that wooden walkway? I think we should check that out before we get back on the metro though. I think that looked quite interesting. Yeah, I'm thinking, oh, I recognise French bakery. I think we've made it back without me having to look at the map. As the internet, the internet is not as sharp as one might hope. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I think it's down here, isn't it? Let's take a walk down. I think she's got a couple of beers in that bag. Can hear them clinking. Yeah, there's Tibia Imienia. We're going to go down into this park and check out the little wooden walkway that I thought looked pretty good. I'm going to get wet feet here. Let's crunch through the snow. Oh no, wait, that's went down to my knee. I don't believe it. Oh no, my socks are wet. Don't believe it. Right. Why not just take the path that everybody else is taking? Right, I can't believe how deep that was. Here we go. We are onto the path. We made it all the way through the video till the very end before we got wet socks. I thought the snow had melted. I didn't really know where I was going when I left the house. I just left my apartment with my camera, got on the metro, and then I had a look where it was going, and I saw the very end of the dark green line joined on to the one station off the end of the red. So I had a look, said it looks like a spaceship, and it was a done deal. And now I'm going to have soggy socks all the way back to Akademicheskaya. Down here. Where does it go, I wonder? But look, if you didn't have the snow on either side, you wouldn't know that you were in the very last station on the red line of Moscow. It's giving me holiday vibes, a little wooden walkway. I'm not 100% sure where it's going to take us. Let's see when we get up there. Right, I think it's officially just a maze of walkways. Look, there's little picnic benches here. Obviously not in use right now. And then we've got some steps coming up here. And this is pretty cool, I guess. I suppose it's just because we've got some new apartments being built here. And we've got link to the metro without having to walk through all of this. I've got to say, the whole place has been quite impressive. I've enjoyed my time here. But as much as I've enjoyed my time here in Potapovo, I just cannot get my head around that word. I think you hear it several more times. It's because nobody. The only time I've heard it actually being said is those teenagers Shout out to them, by the way, they were lovely. Nice to meet them. So, I'm going to head back to the metro. It's Sunday night, I'll probably post this tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching this video and the others. If you're a regular viewer and you watch all the way to the end, I appreciate it. The output is going to increase again. Had to have a few weeks of dealing with other stuff, but now I'm back, ready to go, ready for spring into summer, which is just really from about April. It starts to get okay, the snow will be almost melted, right through to the hot weather. Love Moscow in the summer, it's absolutely fantastic. So it's going to be a good, what we got, April, May, June, July. It's going to be a good 3 or 4 months on Scottish Guy in Moscow channel. See you next time.